more about this gentleman. Penguin is going to join us later on. Patrick Maingi is going to join us later on Hot Topics. But right about now, we are talking to the one, the only Maxwell Simba. Maxwell, if you can hear me, good morning. How are you and where are you right now?
Good morning, Brian. I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm currently in Kitale, which is practically where I was born and raised.
Talk to us a little bit about you growing up in Kitale, but we want to get into the thrill of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, which was such a sensation last year. But just talk to us about a little bit about your background, because not so many people actually knew that you're Kenyan, and I was so excited to learn that you're Kenyan.
Yeah, most people don't know I'm Kenyan. I think it's because of the Chichewa in the film, but I'm very much Kenyan. I'd like to clarify that. I was born and raised in Kitale. Both my parents lived in Kitale, so I was born and raised in Kitale, and went to school here in Kitale. That is Central Primary School in Kitale, and after there, that's when I, got called into Alliance High School, and that's how the film crew and Chiwetel met me, and that's how I went on with the audition to do the film. But yes, I'm very much Kenyan.
Okay, that's super exciting that I can travel to Kitale and meet you, but you're around for quite a short time. I don't want to give the full details about that because we've had a little chat for a while now. Talk to me about meeting your mentors in Alliance, because one of my friends called Marcus, he's your Kenyan manager. Just talk to us about being in the Kenyan scene as an actor, especially drama festivals, and how it really aided you into becoming the great actor that you are today.
Oh, Marcus, it's weird because now I'm so used to calling him Michael. So some others in the film industry know him as Michael Jones, but he was the director. He was my director in high school, and he's always been a great friend. And he even after that, he proceeded to become my Kenyan manager. And I remember before The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, Alliance is very deeply rooted in supporting extracurricular activities in regards to sports and drama. And so there were always these competitions between halls, competitions between classes, and particularly speaking into drama festivals. So in 2017, we had a film which was Finding Kamakozi, directed by Michael Jones, not a film, rather a play. And really, I think that was the opening point for me to experience drama in such a big sphere, because of course the play did go to the national levels, and at the national levels, really, you get to interact with a lot of different actors with different diverse backgrounds and different diverse techniques of acting, and it's a great learning experience, and I think it's a good starting point for actors. I guess it's just now the question of what happens to these actors after they come out of high school and after they come out of the drama festivals. But it is indeed a hub of talent, yeah.
It's pretty exciting to learn that you got a role and you were handpicked. Was it handpicked by Chiwetel Ejiofor, who is one of the actors on 12 Years a Slave? And let's talk a little bit about your relationship, professional relationship with Chiwetel. Who is he to you? Because I hear that he handpicked you for that role, and it's pretty exciting to learn that y'all talked till date.
So before, of course, we established that relationship in that bond, it was the audition phase. And when he came to Kenya, when I first met him, there's this buzz around meeting such calibers of people like Chiwetel. He's an award-winning actor, an Oscar-nominated actor, and a brilliant actor. But when I met him, he was very casual, and he was just willing to embrace me and treat me as an equal, which is very interesting for me to interact with. And that's, I think, where our chemistry began, right from the audition room. And we had these chemistry auditions to see the father and son chemistry. And the dynamic really, it got, during that time and when we went on set and started shooting, I think the bond was really strengthened. And it got to a point where, because we were always having dinner, even at the hotel where we were staying while we were shooting, we were always having dinner and talking. It got to a point where it became, I'd say, more deeper than just director, actor, or father-son on-screen relationship, and it became more mentor-based and more like father figure kind of feel. And so after that, even after the film was done, we speak up to date. We actually had a call last night, and he's just been an amazing person in my life outside even the film industry, and just talking to me about my schoolwork and talking to me about what a career in film looks like. So I really don't know how else to put it, but I'd say he's really been a great friend and a great mentor. And I'm really grateful for that, because not many people do films and continue to keep in touch and check on each other, yeah.
Let's talk about you delving into that role. When you read the story about the boy who harnessed the wind, which is based on a true story, you had to embrace this role. What are some of the things you do when preparing for a role? Because it's not easy. So many people want to know, is it pretense or is it delving into a role? Because some people usually, when explaining acting, you say, just pretend that you're this guy. And then some other great actors say you delve into a role and get to smell, you develop the five senses of this new character that you've obtained. Just talk to us about how you prepare and how you prepared for The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind.
Well, acting is not pretending. Anyone who's telling you that is lying to you. The basic definition of acting is living truthfully under imaginary circumstances, right? Meaning that, it's living truthfully under imaginary circumstances, meaning in as much as you know it's in front of the camera or it's on a stage, you're not pretending. You are living the lifestyle and you're living the life of another person. And for you to do that, you cannot pretend to live it as it is. So you have to really engage and understand who you're playing in order for you to demonstrate a true and genuine emotion on stage and or in front of the camera. And for the role of William particularly, I was glad, because there is I don't know if you can see this. It's probably inverted on your end, but so I was glad because the film was based on a book, the memoir by William Kamkwamba and Brian Miller, which basically talks about him. So when I learned about this, one of my friends actually in school, David, actually went and bought a piece of the book. This was still during auditions. Yeah. And I decided to read the book. And I read the book 2.5 times before shooting. Mm-hmm. And so this was for me to learn the perspective of William and the point of view of William about certain things. Because film just goes beyond just the lines that you're given and pretending to have the emotions that you're given. It is deeply affected in the points of views that people develop as they grow up. And so for me, it was important and key to interact with the book and read the book and understand who really is William Kamkwamba, so that even when I'm given lines and speaking to them from a point of understanding and a point of knowing that this line is informed by this moment in his life, is informed by what happened to him. And if you do not have a book, or if the film or script you're looking at is not based on a memoir, then it's important for you to create this character for yourself, for you to identify the prejudices that the character has, for you to identify what personality types have you interacted with throughout your life that could relate to this character, that could give you a point of view about this character. And then once you learn that, it's important for you to put that person in perspective, because whenever you're in front of the camera playing a character, you're not being you, you're being someone else, you're living the life of someone else. So we cannot keep seeing Maxwell Simba, we need to start seeing William Kamkwamba or whatever role you are called upon to play.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty deeper explanation of what acting is. And speaking of which, you joined Africa Leadership Academy more than 1 year ago. You're actually in your final year, and congratulations! Yep. You've been chosen to go to a prestigious university. We're not going to get into the details of that. That's more like a scoop.
Thank you.
But congratulations for that. And of course, it's in the States. But yeah, I'm just throwing I'm throwing as much flesh as I can. But Africa Leadership Academy, talk to us about it. It's one of the most coveted, let me just say, it's one of those academies that most young people usually want to join. And just talk to us about the nitty-gritties of being there. Not so many Kenyans have had a chance to go to Africa Leadership Academy. And after you study abroad, are you coming back to change the Kenyan film industry, or you're just going to be a Kenyan export to the rest of the world? Talk to us.
Well, I was first Kenyan, so let me just start by saying I'll definitely come back. Most definitely, this is home. The African Leadership Academy, for those who are not aware, it's an institution that brings together young people from all over the continent, Africa that is, and puts them together in one institution for a period of 2 years and trains them and nurtures them to become the next generation of African leaders. Basically, when we look at Africa as, this might get a little bit political, when you look at Africa as a continent, we are very much faced with a lot of issues, right? And these issues stem from the top coming on downwards. I mean, there was an impeachment case yesterday. I'll not get into that, but it just shows how much it just shows how much of leadership we have, not only in the country and in the continent at large. When we talk about issues of corruption, issues of Africa being a rich continent, yet languishing in poverty and having a majority of its citizens living in poverty. So the institution identifies that the problem that the continent faces innately is leadership. And so the mission of the school is to develop the next generation of young African leaders who are going to be integrous leaders, who are going to be leaders who are compassionate, who are going to be leaders who deeply care about the citizen, leaders who are deeply motivated by developing their countries and the continent at large. And so I got admitted into the institution after applying last year, so I'm in my final year, and it's really a great space to interact with brilliant minds from all over the continent, a space to interact with people with different ideas about how to improve cases on the continent, starting from the Congo child miners, moving on to the NSUS movements that just ended, and the Uganda political scene. And it's just interesting for me to be in that sphere of engaging with other brilliant minds, particularly young people who in the past have been looked down upon in regards to leadership, and having to hear their voice and having to hear what they have and about issues that affect the continent at large. Yeah.
Thank you so much for creating time to talk to us. Are there plans? What are you working on right now? Have you been booked for some movies? I know you're not going to tell me that, but talk to us. Is the future brighter than just the wind that you harnessed?
Yes, I'll not talk much about that, but the future is indeed brighter. It's burning as bright as ever. And yeah, very soon you'll be seeing some more work from my end. But for now, it's just school and college. But yeah, every once in a while during the summer breaks or the winter breaks, I might be bringing you some of the good stuff.
Thank you very much for creating time to talk to us. It's such an honor, and have a good morning and better rest of the day.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. It's really a deep honor to be in conversation with you. Asante.
That's Maxwell Simba. Make sure you go follow him at Maxwell_Simba. At Maxwell_Simba, you'll see he's written Professor Maxwell Simba. So I want you to go chase that on IG. Let's follow him. Let's look at some of the projects he's working on. And he's often based in Kenya and South Africa. But we're going to go on straight on to hot topics. Right about now, I would like to introduce none other than the Penguin himself. He's going to do a proper introduction. Good morning, man.
Good morning, my brother.